Hello and welcome to a tutorial on Conq, the historical strategy game. I am Joseph Cavalli, the maker and programmer of this game, and I would like to show you how to use it if you're a little bit confused. Now, you would want to open the .bat file in the package that you downloaded. You'll need to use a computer with Java 8. Java 8 is an easy download. You just need to search download Java 8 and it should be one of the first links, and it's free. It is also very useful for other programs too, so I would recommend downloading it even if you're not using this. So what you would like to do is type in 1 for new game. Now this interface uses a input command line format, so you would want to input a number and then press enter, and you'll enter the option you would want to do. Now if you already played a game and you saved it, you would want to press 2, and like I put in a test save, your saves would be listed, and all you would want to do is type it in, test, and then you press enter and it should load it. Now but I don't want to do that, so I'm going to do 1 for new game. Okay, so we're going to do new game, and you do not use your mouse for this game. It's all computer, or the keyboard for the computer input. So you press 1, press enter, and first thing you would want to do is type in a name for the save file. I'm just going to do test. So you just type it in like that, press enter, and now you're given the screen to pick the stage you want your game to take place in. So we have the world, we have North America, we have the Caribbean Sea, we have all these things. How it's organized by continents, going from west to east and north to south primary. So it would be North America, South America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. Australia isn't part of this because Australia doesn't have its own map because there wasn't any major wars fought only on Australia, but it is on other pieces of the map, just like the world map. Okay, so there's a world. We're going to do Europe because lots of people would know the historical background for this. So, by the way, we're scrolling with Z and X, so Z to go to the previous one, X to go to the next one, Y to confirm. So if I press Y, then it will confirm it. And if I wanted to not do a new game, I would go to Q to return to the main menu. But I'm going to do Y. Okay, now you're going to select the year in the stage. Okay, so it starts with 400 BC. So we have the Carthage, Persia. This is even before the Romans right here. So we have this, but what we want to do is something very familiar to people who have taken history classes or watched any popular war movies. We're going to do 1940, so we're going to do World War II. So we have the Third Reich here. As you can see, this is the sea. This is Great Britain. This is the Iberian Peninsula, North Africa, Turkey. Okay, so it's going to be more clear in the game, but this is just a quick overview. So the Third Reich, this is the red A's. The UK are the B's. Now, lowercase means that this is part sea, part land, so boats can go through this, and your nation can go through this. So this is like a double tile that you can have boats, and you can control with armies. Now you have the USSR right here, Italy, Italy has the blue D's. It's going to be more distinct in the game, so don't worry if you think it blends in with the C. Now we have France, the purple E's, Spain, the F's, Turkey is the white G's, Yugoslavia is H's, Sweden is the I's, and Egypt is the J's. So we have this. The gray X's are unclaimed lands of the 10 nations that I chose to do. So there's not going to be any resistance if you come into these lands. So same as before, it's Z and X to scroll, Y to confirm. So we're going to press Y. Now we're going to select the number of players. This game is originally meant to be played in a group setting because this is a digitalization of one of my board games that I created. But I made it so it can be single player too. So we're going to do 1 for simplicity now, but it's the same idea with other players. So 1, and now we select what player 1 has. If it's multiple players, then we'll have multiple times that we select this, and you can't select the same nation. So we're gonna do the Third Reich. As you can see, it's highlighted in red. We have the UK, the USSR, Italy, France, Spain, Turkey, Yugoslavia, Sweden, and Egypt. Let's just do the Third Reich to because it's in the middle. It's interesting, and we can see the interaction with multiple countries. So we do Y to confirm, same idea with these. Y confirm. Now we select the number of turns. This is how long the game will go on. Okay, so a short amount of time, you only have a little bit of time to expand. A long amount of time, like 30 turns, usually you'll see a nation take over the whole world, or the whole map. We're going to just set it to 10 because that's the default. Okay, now we have the aggressiveness. So this is the chance that a nation, given that it's profitable to attack a square, will attack that square. So 50 means it's a 50-50 chance that it will attack. 100% means that it will always attack if it's good and wise to attack. 0% is that AI nations will never attack you. This also has a input onto the ratio of buildings. So 0% you'll go for mainly farms, and if it's 100% it will be mainly military buildings. You can also do randomness. So if you do this, then the aggressiveness of each nation is randomly just decided. AI nations that are small, though, will have smaller aggressiveness, so that they stay small and don't have little nations like Switzerland just like take over the whole map. More balanced game if it's small nations are not aggressive. Now you can turn just random distribution off with R. You go back to this. Yeah, just toggle it, and you just select it in the percentage. We can do like 10%. We're gonna do 50% for now, and then we'll do Y to confirm. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is our little map thing of where we are. So this is the red X is the area that we have selected at the moment. As you can see, it is land. It is controlled by us, the Third Reich. These aren't integrated into the game yet, so don't worry too much about these. And you can move the X using the up, WASD. Move up, right, down, and left. So if I press D, then it will move right. And as you can see, it's still controlled by us. Now, this first screen is to place a capital. So when we want to place a capital, we will place it with the Y key. So we'll want to place the capital in a very defensible place, maybe around here, because capitals, if your capital is taken, then you get points taken away from you in the overall score. If you take other people's capitals, then you gain points. The point value of a capital is 20 points, so if you lose your capital, you get minus 20 points. If you take someone else's capital, then that is plus 20 points. So I'm going to place the capital right here. Okay, so now I'll explain this screen. Okay, so this is the name of your country. Okay, it's a Third Reich. Okay, it's also the color of your nation. As you can see, we are the dull red A's. We have the bright red H's here, but right here we're the dull red A's. Okay, and then we have our three main resources of the game. Food. This is like your points. Okay, if you have more food than other nations, then you're more likely to win. Whoever has the most points in the end of the game wins. And food is the main points. As you can see, we have 0 food. We're making 0 food per turn. We have 500 gold. We're making 0 gold per turn. Another factor in the points is the country with the most gold income at the end of the game gets bonus 50 points. So if you want to do that, then you'll want to make this number higher. Now the army, this is how you gain land. So this is, we have 50 soldiers or 50 army, 50 mil right now. We're making 0 per turn. It is now January 1940 AD. We're on turn 1 of 10 because we selected the 10. And as you can see, we have the ocean here. We have some unclaimed land here, and we have some other nations around us, like we saw in the selecting screen. We have some options to us right here. We can press A to look around, B to build, T to trade, C to conquer, and we can press N to move a navy. We don't have any navies right now, so we don't need to use this right now. We can also press Z to end the turn, and that will make it so our turn ends and all the other AI nations will take a turn and it will be our turn. We can also press Q to save and quit the game. And this will allow us to load the game again, and it'll be pretty simple. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to use the first functionality, look around. So you press A, press enter, and as you can see, we have a little red X. That is a white X with a red background. That's selected, and we see that this is land. It's controlled by the Third Reich. If there's a navy that we're over or hovering over, it will say in this blank space underneath the controlled by. If it is not controlled, it will say no controller. But right now we're good. Okay. We have the buildings. So right now the star means our capital. So this is where our capital is. If we go off a site that has no buildings, it will just be a little line. Culture, we don't have that implemented in the game yet, so don't worry about that. You move around, the same thing as selecting a capital. You just move around using the WASD. And then we have different modes. So we're on political mode right now, which is mode 0. If we turn on mode 1, then we'll see where all the buildings are. This is the first building that's built in the territory. Since buildings can be built or stacked on top of each other, only the first building will be shown. So if I build a farm in my capital, it will show in the buildings thing right here, it will show the capital and then the farm. But in the map, it will just show the capital. As you can see, here's where the other people place their capitals. So we have, let's say, like Yugoslavia's capital is right here. Italy's capital is in Sicily, actually, right now. France's capital is in Brittany. As you can see, Great Britain's capital is in Scotland for some reason. Russia's capital is way up there to be protected. Actually, Egypt's capital is not too far away from where it actually is, and Turkey's capital is actually fairly accurate. But this is randomly placed for the computer, and it takes into account the safetiness of the capital too. So Italy put Sicily right there because, or put their capital in Sicily because they don't want to put it next to a nation that's going to eat them, right? So that's look around, okay? It's just to look. There's no way you can change the map using that mode. Now, if you want to build, it will go to the same buildings menu, so you'll be able to see other people's buildings. But you can also build. So if you can't build somewhere, let's say if you don't control it, then it will say, oh, you need 100 gold, 10 gold, and it will make them red and dull. If you go here, as you can see, I can make a farm, a mine, a fort, and I can't make a navy. If I go into the water and I have a fort nearby, then I can make a navy. But let's go around. So farms, if I make a farm, let's make a farm right here. I will press the number sign, press enter, and as you can see, it shows the number sign. It's like the plow lines in the field, so this is a farm. As you can see, it will show up in buildings, and as you can see, it added 10 food that we get every turn. So it's good to protect your buildings. Now if I want to make a mine, let's make a mine in the capital. If you see here, you can't see it on the map, but if you hover over it, you'll see that there's a mine here as well as the capital. Okay, as you can see, it's plus 10 every turn, and we're using 100 gold every time we make this building, so this number is going down. If we make a fort, let's make a fort right here. Okay, let's make another fort. Forts also protect you a little bit in battle. Battles are played with dice, so forts add bonuses to the dice that you roll, and it's all calculated into the program, so you don't need to worry too much about calculating who wins or anything like that. So let's make a fort here and fort here. Okay. So that's the buildings. Next turn we can figure out how navies work, but right now we're just making buildings. As for the trade is a bit more complicated. So we go back into the building menu. We don't have anything. Nobody has made any buildings yet besides us, so we'll say right here. So player A, that's us. That's always us when we're making trades. Player B will be the thing where the nation we're hovering over. So this is the USSR. As you can see, well, they have no buildings, so this is they make 0 gold, or 0 food, 0 gold, 0 mil every turn. This will change next turn, so don't worry too much about it. They're not going to sign because they don't have anything to trade, but if you hover over us, you'll see what we make. You can change the terms of the deal by saying, oh, R10. So this is player A. So player A is us. So we give 10 food per turn, and we can say like, oh, I'll trade 10 food for 10 gold. And they're not going to do it because they don't have anything to give. But so I'll pay 10 food for 10 gold for 10 turns. And then if they will sign it, it will turn green, and you press O, and it will be a deal, and they will reflect it here. If they can't pay it anymore, and if they disappear, if they get wiped off the map, then they won't pay you anymore because they don't exist, right? So I'm going to go back, show you that more next turn. So for conquer, so you press C, and as you can see, if you can conquer somewhere, you can conquer anywhere that is adjacent to you or one of your ships or navies. As you can see, you can't conquer yourself. I can't conquer way in here. As you can see, it's red. But if I can conquer somewhere, let's say this unclaimed land here, so I can press Y, it's green, so I can conquer it. As you can see, there's this little plus. Now you can't attack from places that you just took this turn, and the plus means that you just took it this turn. I can attack it here. As you can see, you can't attack this. I'm going to do all the little places that I can take this turn. There's quite a lot of them actually. So as you can see, I can do this. Now if I wanted to attack a player, let's attack the USSR. Okay, I do the same thing as when I'm attacking unclaimed land, but right now it says battle. It's on the land, controlled by the USSR. There's no buildings to fight over. There's attackers units, so we have 50. The defenders unit has 50. Everyone starts with 50, so this is not surprising. And if I want to attack, I press A. If I want to retreat, then I press Q. Now if it's you're attacking another player, there's going to be another option for P for the defender to retreat, but the AI will decide when to retreat. So if I press A, I have attack. As you can see, I lost 2 troops. Keep on going. Oh, I guess they lost troops, and as you can see, they retreated, and I gained it. Now if I do this again, you see that they lost 2 troops too, but I can do it again. And as you can see, I gained it again. I can't attack this one because it's from other land. But I can keep on going and attacking. You get the idea. Yes. So now at the end of my turn, I press Z, and oh, I'm defending against Italy. It's Italy's turn now. As you can see, they attacked France. They got they started with this. They attacked France, and now they're attacking me. There's no historical alliance here, and and then so we're defending when it comes to Italy. There's no buildings to fight for. I have 45. They have 45. I have 47, so I have a little bit of advantage. I can say retreat, which means they get the province, and I don't lose any troops. I just surrender this province to them, or I can defend with, which is the same dice roll thing. So, oh, they lost, or I lost 2 troops, but I'm not gonna gain. They're losing troops, and I successfully defended. They gave up, and I still have my land. As you can see, everyone else went. They all gained a little bit of land everywhere. France is going into, or Spain is going to France a little bit. Italy is going to France a little bit. The USSR gained some land that way. As you can see, we gained some stuff. We gained food, gained gold, we gained the army. We also gained a year here, and we are on turn 2. If we look around and go to buildings, you can see that Sweden put in some mines. This mine has a mine and a fort. Fort is at symbol. This one has a mine, a farm, and a fort. The UK did a lot of stuff. But yeah, that's, as you can see, they did buildings. Now let's build a navy so I can show you that. As you can see, there's water near a fort, and at symbol, we can put a navy. See, it's blue. So we put N for navy, and there's this little red boat icon in the water that we can see. And if we want to move it, we press N, Y to move it, okay, when we're over it. And all the water or coastal tiles that it can move to are highlighted. So we can't move over here, but we can move over here, move out into the North Sea. I'm going to go move more in, and maybe I can attack the USSR over here because their capital is over here, and probably all their good buildings too. I can also attack Sweden, so I'm going to move it over here. Now I can't attack from this because it just moved this turn, so I'll need to wait until next turn, and then I can attack. Once you attack, you can move it again in the same turn. Okay, so that's that. I can also trade now because people actually have things. As you can see, Sweden has 10 food, 20 gold, and 20 mil per turn, and they're willing to sign something that doesn't have anything. An empty contract, I would say. If I want to just give them free food, they would sign. I'm probably not going to do that. Yes, R20. Now you want to put the amount after this little number that tells you what you want to change. So of course I can give more food than I'm getting, and we'll be completely happy with that. I'm not going to do that though. If I ask for something else in return, as you can see, they won't like that. As you can see, they're lacking in food. So if I'm gonna 0. If I give them 1 food per turn, they're gonna like it. But I can also ask for maybe 2 gold. No, they don't like that. They're kind of finicky, but I don't even know, like 1 gold. I think because they like gold, they don't want to take it. But I can ask for 2 mil. They're not gonna like it. They're gonna do that. So if I give them 1 food, they can give me 1 mil, and they'll be completely happy with that. And I can do it for 10 turns, and we can make that agreement. So I press O, and as you can see, I'm not making as much food, but I'm making 1 more army per turn. And that's basically how you do trade. And that's it. I'm going to probably just keep it here, and I'll show you the end once oh, Sweden's attacking again. Don't. I'm going to show you the end. Spain's attacking me now. As you can see, Spain is actually totally destroying France right now. I'm going to defend though. Spain, man. Stop it, Spain. Stop it, Spain. Okay, so at the end, after the 10th turn, it will show you the scores. So Italy is first place. As you can see, it has 260 points. It made 190 food, and it has the most income. See how it's highlighted? So the most income, it had 60 gold per turn. So on top of the food that is 190 food that it accumulated throughout the game, it also had the most income. So this is 50 bonus points on top of this number, making it 240. It had 13 squares of land area. That's not the most, so that you don't get any bonus points for that. Most is down here, and the bonus is 20 points because it took another person's capital. And the other person's capital gives them 20, so that's 240 plus 20, 260. Egypt is number 2 with 150 points. It took somebody else's capital and it accumulated 130 gold. Turkey's next, then the UK, Sweden, USSR. Spain had the most land, so that's another bonus 50 points and 20, so that's bonus 70 points in all, on top of the only 20 land that, or 20 food that it accumulated during the turn. So that's nothing much. It's only 90. And then there's us, who we didn't really take that much land, so we didn't get any bonus points. We don't have the most land area. We didn't create anything else. We didn't really make that much food, so that's third right here. Yugoslavia, not too good. France, not too good either. They got wiped off the map. As you can see, there's 0 and minus 20 for taking their own capital. And Yugoslavia also got wiped off the map too. But you get the idea. You go, boom, back.